Welcome to Darkspace Construction. We're going to orbit a friendly planet. We'll hit our F3 key and see the planet details in the top right corner. You can also see on the left hand side there are no structures on this planet. But you can also see in the bottom right corner on the basic overview of the planet. Let's hit our F3 to come on out. Scroll out a little bit if you wish. And click on an empty diamond on the planet. And now we'll have some build options pop up in the bottom right corner. The red build options are buildings that you cannot place at this time, most likely due to lack of resources or technology on the planet. White ones, however, you can place. We're going to start off with the colony hub, which is the first building that you should put down on a planet with no structures. Notice the flashing blue in the bottom left corner. This is your builds constructing the structure on the planet. Once the structure is built, we're going to go ahead and hit our G key, which we forgot to do in the beginning, and that's going to start collecting resources. Now you can click on these resources in your cargo hold to unload them onto the planet, or you can press the U key, which will unload all resources in your cargo hold. Resources are required on a planet for building bigger structures and also for building platforms, which we'll cover in a few minutes. We click on the colony hub, you'll see the details in the bottom right corner, how it provides food and technology and power. And we hit our F3 key and see that our numbers have also gone up. Habitat reads 10 and population is 1. Now the population still needs to grow, but its capacity at this time is 10 because your habitat is 10. And as long as you have food to support this, your population will continue to grow. And this also works for technology. Your research level is at 10, and right now your technology is 0. And given time, your technology will rise to 10. Now we can also build from our F3 screen. So let's take a look. We notice our habitat is 10. We want to allow our population to grow more. So let's select an empty diamond and click on a dome to go ahead and build that structure. Now once that structure is completed, our habitat will increase to 20. And our population is now 4. And that will allow our population to grow to 20 now, because our habitat is at 20. But in order to support this, we need to build another food structure. So let's go ahead and click on an empty diamond. And we're going to select a hydro farm, which will give us plus 10 to food. And this will allow our population to grow to its full potential of 20. Now the next structure we're going to build is a fusion generator. Notice how our power right now is 8. So we're going to select an empty diamond and click on fusion generator to build, which will give us plus 30 to our power. All structures on the planet require power for them to properly operate. So once our fusion generator is built, our power increased from plus 8 to plus 38. So now we won't need to worry about that for a little while. Now moving on to our technology, we'll notice that it's still 0 because it's still growing, but our research level is only 10, which means that's where the technology is going to cap. So we're going to select our empty diamond and click on Research Lab. Now we've built some more research labs. We're going to go ahead and throw up a couple of barracks, and this will produce infantry on the planet. Even though we're currently capped at 32, which is as high as it'll get on a friendly planet, it's still important to build barracks so that more troops are produced when friendly troops are removed from the planet for various reasons. Now notice when we do this, we have a worker shortage. If you have enough infantry on the planet, this can be easily resolved by going into the bottom left and left clicking on an infantry and going in the bottom right and scrapping the unit by double clicking on it, or holding Control and pressing X. Doing that twice will scrap the unit, and this will increase your population. It goes from -2 to +0. Now we see that we have some mining facilities built on the planet. It'll increase our mining, which will help produce resources faster on the planet. And we see that our habitat is at 50, research is at 60, and our food is good enough to support the 50 population that will grow. So now that we know that those are all set and those numbers are slowly climbing, let's go ahead and take a look at our cargo hold and see that we're full of resources. So now by holding the Control key and left clicking in space next to you, and create that nav marker that we talked about earlier, and you'll see 3 build options pop up in the bottom right corner. These are platforms. So let's build a sensor platform right next to us. Now we're just finishing building a weapons platform. I'm going to go ahead and build a supply or depot platform right in front of us. Now as this is building, we can look at its progress in the bottom right corner, and take a look at our cargo hold in the bottom left corner and see that we only have 2,000 resources. Let's go ahead and unload those resources onto the platform. Now this brings the total resources on the platform up to about 35%. In order for these platforms to function to their best ability, they're going to need to be at 100% or close to it. So the starport that we built on the planet, we can go ahead and click on that, and we can use the structure to extract 1,000 resources per transport pod from the planet to our ship, and then we can unload onto the platform. But be mindful, because you're draining the resources from the planet, which you could need in the future for building. Something else we forgot to mention earlier, your engineer ship has 1 tractor beam slot on it. When we're orbiting the planet, we can right click on this and replace it with a mining beam, as long as the planet has technology and it has resources for you to do so. Also, there cannot be any enemies near the planet while swapping out devices. Now you'll notice that our population and technology are capped out. Let's go ahead and start building some advanced structures. Click on an empty diamond and look at the Tech 2 structures that we can build. Anything that controls technology, power, food, defense bases. But just remember, advanced structures require more workforce and more power drain, so you need to balance it out as best you can as you build.